Two people, same $75,000 salary, same Vegas tech job, same paycheck every other Friday. 30 years later, one retires with about $310,000, and the other retires with about $810,000. Same job, same income. The entire $500,000 gap is decided in the first 60 minutes after the deposit hits. 7 moves, none take longer than a minute. By the end of this video, you'll have all 7 in order, ready to run on your next payday. Meet Steve and Alex, both 28, both started at the same company 3 years ago, same offer letter, same $4,000 in savings on day 1. Steve's payday routine: phone buzzes at 6 a.m., he opens his bank app, sees the new balance, smiles, closes the app, goes to work, maybe orders something on Amazon during his lunch break, maybe puts a hold on a hotel for the weekend. Standard human stuff. Alex's payday routine: phone buzzes at 6 a.m., she opens an app, not her bank, a different one, and runs a checklist, 7 items. She's done in 8 minutes. Then she goes to work. Steve and Alex make the exact same money. The IRS sees the same W-2. The employer cuts the same check. Everything you can measure on paper is identical. And yet, the gap between them at age 58 is going to be more than the entire salary they started with. Here's the part that's going to sting. Most people draw a line between rich and broke and assume the difference is salary. Picture it as a ladder. Higher salary, higher rung. That model is wrong. The real ladder isn't salary, it's the first hour after payday. 2 people on the same rung end up on completely different floors of the building. Steve isn't lazy, Steve isn't dumb. Steve reads the same money articles you do. Picture Steve at age 58 sitting at his kitchen table with a calculator. He has $310,000. At his current spending, that's roughly 4 years of retirement. Now picture Alex at the same table. She has $810,000. That's more than 10 years. Same career, same paycheck, 2.5 times the runway. And the cruelest part, Steve can't fix this by working harder. After year 10, no raise on earth catches him up. The math closes the door. The only way Steve catches up is to start running Alex's checklist on his next paycheck. So let's go through it. 7 moves, the order matters. The single biggest predictor of whether someone retires with money is whether they save before paying bills, not after. Steve says he saves what's left at the end of the month. There is never anything left. There has not been anything left for Steve since 2019. Steve still believes there will be. 6 seconds after Alex's deposit hits, an automatic transfer pulls 15% of her take-home into a high-yield savings account at a different bank. Different login, different app icon, friction by design. She did this once 4 years ago. She has not made a save money this month decision since. The decision was outsourced to a rule. Year 1, Steve has saved roughly nothing on top of his employer match. Alex has saved about $7,500 plus interest. Same paycheck. Most people pay rent out of one paycheck and live on fumes for 2 weeks. They think they have an income problem. They have a timing problem. Steve's rent is $1,800. He pays it on the 1st. By the 7th, his checking is at $112 and he's tapping a credit card for groceries. By the time the 2nd paycheck lands, he's already spent it on the previous 2 weeks. He runs this loop forever. Alex transfers exactly half of every fixed monthly bill, rent, car insurance, electric, to a dedicated bills account on every single payday. By the 1st of the month, the rent is already there waiting. She has never once felt the famine week. Same income, different cash flow architecture. Lifestyle creep is the most expensive disease in personal finance, and almost nobody knows they have it. Year 3, Steve and Alex both get a $5,000 raise, about $150 more every paycheck after taxing paycheck to paycheck on a higher salary than he had at year 0. This will repeat for every raise of his life. The day Alex's new paycheck lands, her auto transfer goes from 15% to 17.5%. Half the raise gone before it touches her checking. The other half goes to her actual life. She still gets the lifestyle bump, she just splits the bump with her future self. Every raise compounds, none of them disappear. This is the move where being aggressive actively costs you money and almost nobody talks about it.
Steve reads a blog that says max your 401k early in the year.
He cranks his contribution to 50% in January, hits the IRS limit by August, and his contribution drops to zero for the last 4 months. Here's the catch most people miss. At some big plans, Vanguard, Fidelity, the major providers, there's a thing called a true-up provision that retroactively pays the missed match at year end, so Steve is fine. But plenty of plans, especially smaller employers, don't have a true-up. If yours doesn't, the employer match is calculated per paycheck, and when Steve's contribution is zero, his match is zero. That's well over $1,000 in free money he just left behind, every year, forever. The first thing to do today, open your 401k plan summary. Search the document for True Up. If it's not there, do not front load. Alex doesn't gamble on whether her plan has a true up. She sets her contribution to 12%, even drip. 26 paychecks a year, 12 months, every single one matched. She doesn't max the IRS limit. She maxes the match, which is the part that's actually free. Front-loading feels productive. Drip feeding actually wins. Online shopping is engineered to compress the gap between desire and purchase to 0 seconds. That gap is the only thing protecting you. Steve's payday and his Amazon binge happen on the same 6 hours. The dopamine hit lines up perfectly with the deposit hit. Steve will spend $80 on Friday night that he wouldn't have spent on Monday morning. 26 paydays a year times $80 is $2,080. That's an invisible tax he pays for being a person with impulses and a phone. Alex uses the cart. She loves the cart. Whatever she wants, into the cart it goes. She just doesn't check out. 24 hours later, she opens the cart and removes about 70% of what's in it. She buys the rest with zero guilt because the rational brain got a vote. She gets the dopamine of choosing without paying rent on it. People who try to budget away all fun spending fail within 90 days. Every single one of them. Steve has no fun line item, so every fun purchase feels like cheating. Cheating builds resentment. Resentment builds a $400 weekend. The $400 weekend builds shame. The shame restarts the cycle. Steve has been on this loop for 6 years. Alex has a budget category literally named Alex's Fun Money. $200 per paycheck. It is sacred. The only rule is she has to spend it on something useless. Concerts, takeout, an absurd jacket. If she doesn't spend it, it rolls over. There is no guilt because no rule is being broken. The unnamed splurge is the one that bankrupts you. The named splurge is the one that keeps you sane. The thing that quietly kills personal finance isn't the big purchase you regret. It's the slow stacking weight of recurring payments you forgot you signed up for. Steve has, right now, $186 a month going out the door for things he barely uses. 2 streaming services, a meal kit he paused, a productivity app, a fitness app, a meditation app, a news subscription, and one thing that just shows up as RECUR 4847 that he's afraid to investigate. Each of these felt like $9.99 when he signed up. Together, they're $2,232 a year, forever. Alex's rule, no new recurring payment within 30 days of any payday ever. If she still wants the service on day 31, she has to cancel an existing subscription to make room for it. One in, one out. Her recurring spend has been the same dollar amount for 4 years. Subscriptions don't bankrupt people because they're big. They bankrupt people because they're invisible. Alex made hers visible. Same salary, same job, same starting savings, different first hour. All numbers below assume a 7% historical nominal market return and are shown in today's dollars after inflation. Year 1. Steve has about $3,000, just the employer match. Alex sits around $15,000. Year 5, Steve is about $20,000. Year 10, Steve sits at $75,000, almost all of it 401k match. Alex is at $230,000. The early dollars have been compounding for a full decade. Year 20, Steve hits $185,000. Alex blows past $530,000. The gap is no longer fixable by working harder. The gap is now math. Year 30, retirement age. Steve has about $310,000. Alex has about $810,000. $500,000 built entirely in the first 60 minutes after a paycheck drops on the same income by one person who built a checklist and one who didn't. Here's the entire checklist in order, ready for next Friday. 1. Automate the transfer. 15% out. Different bank before any bill. 2. Split fixed bills in half every paycheck into a separate account. 3. Slice the raise. Half of every bump auto transfers before you see it. 4. Drip the 401k. Even contribution all year, never front load. 5. Fill the cart, wait 24 hours, then check out. 6. Name the fun money. Cap it, spend it without guilt. 7. Freeze new subscriptions for 30 days. One in, one out. That's the hour. That's the gap. That's the difference between Steve's $310,000 and Alex's $810,000. The next video on this channel breaks down the second trap inside the paycheck, the one hiding in the 401k itself, where the funds you picked are quietly skimming a percentage off your retirement every year, and you've never seen the line item. If you want that one the moment it drops, hit subscribe. Same characters, same paycheck, different lot.